Hello there. Welcome to Jimmy's Records and Tapes. This week it's a fan request, doing my top 5 favorite hard rock songs that charted.
We've got it on vinyl, CD and cassette.
We've got pop, rock, heavy metal, punk, funk, rap, and new wave. All sales are final, but you'll never regret all the music you get at Jimmy's Records and Tapes.
I'm loving music again. Hey everybody, welcome into the record store. We got a lot going on here today. We got sales. Cassettes are on sale. $1 off any cassette today. Today's the day you wanted to get a cassette, listen to something in your car. Now's the day to do it. $1 off all the cassettes. Albums and CDs, actual price. No markdowns. Only marking down the cassettes today. This is a fan request. A fan requested that I do hard rock songs that charted. Do I really know what that means? Kinda, sorta. But I'm a man of the people. If a fan requests something, I'm here to deliver. So what I did is I kind of looked at songs that are, because ordinarily hard rock stuff doesn't really chart. It's very unique when it charts. Usually it's a poppier song or something from a movie or a television program. So for instance, Jump by Van Halen, that charted, but is that their heaviest song? It's not. They didn't really chart with anything heavier. So let's give this a go. Person whose handle I don't remember, I hope this makes you happy. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out from here. Number 5, AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long. Went to number 35 on the chart. One could argue Highway to Hell and Thunderstruck are heavier, but they didn't chart. This is the one of AC/DC's songs that charted. There was a comic, he's since passed away, named Ted Norky, who was kind of a tall, dorky-looking guy, and he would open up his show. His walk-on music was this, and he would lip-sync the first verse to it. And that sounds horrible, but it was actually hysterical. And I was jealous of it because it got such a, it was so, it just worked. It worked. And then he told very wry one-liners that the audience either loved or didn't love. More often than not, they didn't love him, and then Ted would turn on the audience, and that was funnier than anything else he was doing. Because who doesn't like to watch their friend bomb? We all do. It's a weird thing in comedy. If we all bombed. You never want to be like, I killed, and now my buddy's bombing. If it's one of those shows where everybody's bombing, and then you get to watch your friends struggle along with you, the best. Because then your mind just, F you to all you people, and then you're going to make the back of the room laugh. Ted did that wonderfully, and he used AC/DC as a walk-up. One time, I was doing a show in Rockford, Illinois, and AC/DC was in town the next night doing a show, but the night before, the crew was there setting up, and they were staying at the same hotel as I was, and the show was in, and they all watched my show. The crew, AC/DC's crew, and I did my very famous Leon Redbone sings AC/DC impression. No stop sign, speed limit, ain't no one gonna slow me down. It got 0 laughs. I thought they would at least appreciate it. They did not. When the headliner was on stage, I was just the opening act that night. When the headliner was on stage, I was walking to the bathroom and I heard one of the crew guys with his Australian accent on the phone going, I don't know, some guy tried to appeal to us by doing an AC/DC impression. Didn't work. Again, that's not an Australian accent, but not only did it not work when I did it, I had to hear the review of that joke not working. And by the way, I stand by it. Leon Redbone does AC/DC. I should cut a whole album as far as I'm concerned. Number 4, Come On Feel the Noise. Went to number 5 by Quiet Riot. One could argue Quiet Riot's horrible. But you know what? Thinking about 5 songs that I enjoy, and I like this song. I like Mental Health. It's going to drive you mad. I like that song. I saw them open up for Iron Maiden at the UIC Pavilion. That's a nice show. That's a nice 1-2 punch. Back in 83? Is it 83? What does my neck say? Does my neck show no stress? Yeah, 83. And I enjoyed them. They were fun. Quiet Riot was fun. That's the best way to put that. Anyway, they charted. One could argue that that's not really all that heavy, but it went to number 5. Number 3, Black Sabbath, Paranoid went to number 61. Now, when I started doing this, I was like, I'm only going to pick songs that reached the top 40, but in reality, it didn't really fit. It didn't work. And again, I don't know who requested this. I asked that you quit following me on Twitter. This was a project. Paranoid's a great song. But certainly not Iron Maiden, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, you're not going to hear that on the radio. That said, the 3 songs by Dio that I think could have charted were Neon Nights, Heaven and Hell, and The Mob Rules. I think those could have been played on the radio. Certainly Neon Nights. Certainly Neon Nights. I don't know why they didn't. Number 2, the aforementioned Iron Maiden. Now, here's what I had to do here. Had to go to the UK chart. Because here in the States, they can sell out arenas all over the country, but they don't get any sales. They don't get no radio airplay. Run to the Hills went to number 7 in the UK. Nothing here. This song, Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter, went to number 1 on the chart in the UK. Bring your daughter to the slaughter. Let it go. Oh, that was great. That sounded great. I may or may not have just blown out my vocal cords doing that. I'm not kidding. I think I sound raspier. I think I just ruined my voice doing that. Anyway, that went to number 1 in the UK. Didn't get a lick of airplay here. And it's a shame. It sounds to me like maybe I got to cover it. I got to bring it back. I've got musician friends. I'll go to my buddy, my drummer buddy, Tony Thaxton, and I'll have him put together a group of guys. And we'll record this, and it'll go to the top of the charts. I'll show you, Iron Maiden. I'm going to chart with that in the States. Honorable mentions before I get to number 1. And I do this for, here's why. Kiss, they had some hits, but none of them are really rocking. Beth went to number 7. Forever went to number 8. I Was Made for Loving You went to 11. Hard Luck Woman went to 15. Calling Dr. Love went to 16. Calling Dr. Love a little heavier. The highest one that maybe rocks is Rock and Roll All Night. That went to number 12. And yet it's at the end of the day, I think it's kind of poppy. I'm a big Kiss fan, you know that. But I don't think we can put that in the same space as Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. These fellas want you to bring your daughter to the slaughter. Kiss wants you to rock and roll all night and party every day. Here's the beauty, by the way, of seeing Kiss. You ever see Kiss live? Gene Simmons sings the song differently. In makeup, he sings, "We'll drive you wild, we'll drive you crazy." With no makeup, he would go, "We'll drive you wild, we'll drive you crazy." And I don't know why he changed it. Anyway, that's just a fun piece of trivia. One time I was listening to Kiss in my car. I was moving from the house that Danielle and I rented to the house that we now own, which was maybe a 10-minute drive. But I had to get there quickly, and I was rocking out to some Kiss on the, I got to assume the CD player at the time, and the light was turning from yellow to red. I was like, I'm going to make this. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not. So I came to a full stop and then turned and then went on my way. I then got a ticket saying that I ran the red light. I fought it. I fought the law, and I went to court to fight this ticket because I know I stopped, and there's no proof. They can't prove that I didn't stop. I know that I did. Turns out there's video cameras at that corner, and you would have thought I was in a race and that somebody was waving me through. That's how fast I went around that turn. Didn't stop for even a second. Didn't even slow down. Didn't even slow down. So the evidence showed I raced through that light. But I fought the law. Jimmy Pardo 0, and the law won. Van Halen I already mentioned. The hits they had, Why Can't This Be Love, When It's Love. One could argue that those were 80s, not very heavy songs. They're great. Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood, kind of rocking, went to number 6. One time, this is fun, I was at a strip club with some other comedians whose names I won't mention because I don't know if they want to be outed in this. But it was a strip club in Cicero, Illinois, where you had to knock on the door to get in, like a speakeasy. And they had to let you in. They would do the little sliding door and go, all right, you look okay. Then they let you in. So we're in there. There's a bunch of sailors in there. It literally looked like it was the scene was cast in a movie. Like there's sailors, there's strippers, there's idiot comedians. And all of a sudden, this little light goes on. And they're playing Girls, Girls, Girls by Motley Crue. Girls, girls, girls. Because of course they were. And this light goes on, and I thought it was just like, oh, okay, that's just part of a light show or something. And what that light meant was that the owner just got a heads up that the fuzz was coming, man. The cops were coming. And so then the music stops, and everybody runs out. And so I don't know what to do. I've never been in this situation before. It may have been the first 1 or 2 times I was ever in a strip club. And so I go running out to my car, and as my passenger door opens, and one of the dancers jumps in my car and says, hey, we got to get out of here. The cops are coming. And I'm like, no, you got to get out of my car is what you got to do. You got to get out of my car. And she then tries to convince me to take her away from the premises And by doing that, she's like rubbing my leg as she's trying to come on to me. And she's like, come on, baby. We got to get out of here. The cops are coming. And then all of a sudden she just goes, okay, fine, I'll get out. And she gets out. And I'm like, well, that seems interesting. I go, wait a minute, did she steal my money? And then I feel around in my pockets. I go, oh no, I got my money, I'm okay. And so then, we didn't have cell phones at the time. Somehow the other comics and I met up, maybe at a diner or something. And I tell that story and I go, and I thought she was trying to pickpocket me and she wasn't. So I don't know it just stopped so abruptly. And I said, so she didn't get any of my money. And I pulled out my money and here's the truth. She somehow substituted 3 20s and put 3 singles in my pocket. She pulled a magic trick on me. She pickpocketed me and replaced it with other money. And I thought that dummy didn't get one over on me. She can't get one over on Pardo. Not only are you not going to get a ride, you're not going to get my money. I was out $57. That's what happened that night. Plus whatever cover charge we had to pay to get into that place. Did I ever go back to that strip club? No, I never did. Doesn't mean I didn't go to other strip clubs. Why? Because I love Motley Crue. I like hearing those songs on that big sound system. And the dancing's just an extra thing. Number 1, Judas Priest. You got another thing coming. Went to number 67 on the chart. That's a great song, right? They had a couple hits in the UK, Living After Midnight, Breaking the Law. I like Judas Priest. Nothing to do today would ever chart. It's way too heavy. But they're just a good band. If you like Judas Priest, those songs are fun. Yeah, they probably lean towards the pop, but why not? They're not bringing your daughter to the slaughter, but I'll tell you what, you've got another thing coming. Hi, welcome to this week's Jimmy's Choice. This comes to us from @Heynong Band. HEYNONGBAND. I think that's in reference to Scott Aukerman's Hey Nong Man or something from Comedy Bang Bang. Anyway, thank you for submitting these. You can always submit these. #Jimmy's Choice. Let me know who you want to see me battle. So maybe one day I'll do one of those where I just sit on my couch on a Saturday afternoon and just answer a bunch of these. I did that once. It was a lot of fun. I haven't done those in a while because I've been saving up for these things. Anyway, this gentleman or lady, Heynong Band, Rush versus Styx. Boy, that's a good one. I would have thought maybe Rush versus Triumph, power trios from Canada. But this guy knows I have a love of both of these bands, both Rush and Styx. When I was in a band, can't believe it, first Rainbow Bridge sighting of the series. We did New World Man by Rush. That went to number 21 on the charts, but not their heaviest. Tom Sawyer's a great song, Spirit of the Radio, Limelight, Fly by Night, away from here, ain't my life again. One would argue, Jim, if you were the lead singer of a band, why were you doing Rush? I don't know. I had no business trying to sing Geddy Lee. She's a rebel and a runner. He's a signal turning green. In a run the big machine. I pointed out in other episodes, I don't know lyrics. I know what they should be, but when it's time for me to sing them, can never remember. So anyway, we did New World Man. So I've seen Rush a gazillion times in concert. I'm a fan of Rush and what they have to offer. But I also love Styx, right? These are the best of times. Come Sail Away is a great song. I know that my cousin Dan, I don't think there's a song on the planet that my cousin Dan hates more than Come Sail Away. And that makes me love it all the more, knowing that I'm filling the space of the two of us, the love of that song. Grew up near Dennis DeYoung. You know that. I've told you that in the past. And we've been very lucky to have Tommy Shaw on my award-winning podcast, Never Not Funny, and he was a delight. I love Fooling Yourself. I love Blue Collar Man. I love Too Much Time on My Hands. I love the Tommy Shaw songs. I like the Dennis DeYoung songs. I even like the JY songs. The Panazzo brothers never really wrote anything, but I like them as well. I like I like Styx's new stuff with Lawrence Gowan and Ricky Phillips and the lot that they have these days. Todd Sugarman, is that his name? I don't know. On drums. I think I've got to give the edge to Styx. It's close, but I'm giving it to Styx. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching this week's Jimmy's Records and Tapes. If you liked it, press like. Tell your friends about this. Come on over. Spread the word of the joy that is Jimmy's Records and Tapes. Also, if you want to hear any of the songs that I was talking about, go to the Spotify playlist. Just look for Jimmy's Records and Tapes on Spotify. Of course, at Jimmy Pardo on Twitter. It's the best way to get a hold of me. Send me those Jimmy's Choices. Hashtag Jimmy Choice. Also, I host the award-winning podcast, Never Not Funny. Until next time, the record is back in its sleeve.